All right, well,
Good.
we are gonna get started. So today we're gonna talk about start, develop, finish. We're gonna see the whole play. We should be, when we officiate, yes, the rules are important, and we need to know what the rule says, how the rule is applied. But at a higher level, if you want to move up and start doing higher level ball, whether it's varsity or college or whatever you want to get into, it's more about letting plays develop. And yes, that might be a foul by the written rule, but you want to let that play out because a bucket was scored or he, got free and was able to pass to his teammate. Or we want to have a flow. That's what we're going to talk about today, and hopefully show some plays where you can see if we had let it develop, or some of them, they did let them develop, how it plays out. And, a late whistle is still an okay whistle. And sometimes we have to do that too. So for those of you who are on my Facebook group, and if you are not, please join us. It's not, 100% active every day. We have a video out. I'm usually about a video a week. Sometimes I get 2 in a week. Sometimes I'm silent for a week. But the reason I mention Facebook is I'm going to start with a Facebook play. This play got a lot of discussion. So let's just watch it first and then we'll talk about it. Okay, let me play it fast again real quick. There's a steal. It goes the other way, and then there's a foul near the division line. That's what we're looking for. Okay, first question. Do you like the call? Do you not like the call? Not that we're impugning the official, but would you have passed on it? Would you have let it play on? Would you have gotten that call right away? What do you guys think?
Yeah, that was a good call. I mean, guy kind of tackled him and grabbed his ankle. Yeah, that was a good call.
Yeah, but it didn't affect his speed direct, whatever that acronym is. I think I would have,
RSBQ.
yeah, I would have passed on it.
Yeah, I would agree with you, George. I would have let it play because he got the ball and kept going. Yep.
Didn't affect the direction of the speed or.
It's definitely a foul, but I wouldn't have called it either.
All right, let's go back and watch it again. I'll play it slow and then let's just talk it through. Now, to Derek's point, it is a foul. By rule, that's a foul. But is it something that we could have let go? So I'll play it fast again, and then it'll go right into the slow version so we can analyze what happened. And he came running in and he sold it. I'm good with that. That was a good, he made sure that everyone knew I've got this call.
Grabbed the kid's leg.
Yeah.
All right. So we say he grabbed the kid's leg, which is not a false statement, but did he really grab it, or did it get grabbed as he was tumbling on the floor going for the ball? I don't think he intentionally grabbed the kid's leg. Yes, he did. It hooked him, but I don't think he did it on purpose. And, well, the main reason I say that is if he did it on purpose, he'd still be kind of holding on to him, I think, a little bit more than he did. But even if he did, to try and be sneaky and get away with it, the kid broke free. There's 4 of them on this fast break with maybe 2, maybe just 1. So they've got a total advantage that we've now taken away by a whistle.
I think it's a good call, but the disadvantage, he took away the advantage of the player with the ball, but it really didn't disadvantage anybody here. So I think I would have let it play on.
Yeah, I don't think if we had passed on that foul, that the white team wasn't like extremely advantageous. It's a 4-on-2 here, but they've got a player who was waiting for him to come. I think it would have just played out and nobody probably would have said anything.
What if the player had fallen down? Would you have called the foul then?
Different story.
100%. If that
Hey.
contact makes the player, maybe he didn't even fall down. Maybe it caused him to not be able to grab the basketball and it got away. I'm going to call foul because that contact affected that play.
Well, hey, if you look at that play again, if you look at it again, I think the official didn't see the foul right away, and he's like, "Uh-oh, I got a foul," and he comes in and gets it after the kid makes 2 or 3 dribbles. That's what it looks like. And he should have, if he didn't call that right away, he should have just let it go.
All right, now let me bring up
Look, 1, 2. Now he's got a foul. The kid's almost at the top of the 3-point line.
Let me bring up another point. And I don't know if this is valid or not, but many will say we shouldn't ref time and score, but as we all know, we all ref time and score. What is the time and the score of this particular game at this moment? There's less than 2 minutes to play in the 4th period, and they're up by 13. So does that change the way you see that play, or does it not? Do you allow a little more contact because the game is relatively over? Or do you say, no, 13 points, I'm still calling it?
That changed my decision, Josh. I initially thought call a foul, and now it's, it did not impede his progress.
No, and that foul is going to put them on the line. They're going to shoot more. Now they're up by 15. It's almost like try to kill him with kindness. You can see that it wasn't an egregious amount of contact. The team that's winning by 13 pulled away relatively easy. I'm going to let that play because this is the way the game has gone all game. I'm not saying that makes it right. I'm saying that's kind of the way I'm looking at this. Do you call time and score with, in the first quarter? Maybe it's 15-point ball game in the first? No, of course not, right? Because there's ups and downs and swings, and I get that. But when there's under 2, maybe you're at an under a 1. I don't know what, everyone has a different time frame where you say, okay, you know what, this game's over. I don't want anyone to get hurt. And that's why some of you say, well, I'm going to call that because I want to get hurt. I'm okay with that, but I don't want anyone to get hurt. So I say that was a relatively calm contact. I'm going to allow that. All right, let's move on. I'm going to have another one that's similar to that. Okay. Almost the same type of play. Contact is different. No contact is the same, but it's similar contact. This is another Facebook play. By rule, is that a foul?
Yep.
He's totally behind the play. He reaches for the ball and bumps that dribbler from behind.
Yeah, that's a foul.
But what does he do?
He regathers it.
Yeah.
He very easily gets to the ball and continues his dribble. The official did not blow his whistle on this play, and I think that was a great no call because it did not affect the play. Would he be wrong to blow his whistle? No, absolutely not. That's a foul. But nothing happened because of it.
You can see the defender's feet kind of get tangled up, but he's the one that's on the ground and the play keeps going. It's a continuance and you're right. I would have kept going. I wouldn't have blown my whistle. There's nothing there is impeding the number 31 period. So you're right. I'd have kept that. I would have kept my whistle in the pocket on that one.
So my question is, and I posed this on Facebook as well. I posted this and everyone said that's a great no call, didn't have anything to affect the play. But how is this different really from the first play we showed?
Not much.
Not much. Now you and some have made the case that in the first one, the kid grabbed the leg. And if that's what you saw, if you really see that he grabbed him, I see that difference. I truly do. I just don't see a grab in that first play.
Yeah, here's the difference that I see between these two, Josh.
All right, let's hear it.
This one is the guy come from behind, bumping his arm, clearly a foul, but they pass on it. On that first play, to where he's more of, I see him more of going toward the ball, not really going toward the guy's leg, but maybe he was trying to go for the ball during the initial steal.
In the first play?
In the first play that you showed, I believe that guy was going for the ball on the initial steal.
Yeah.
But before he went for the leg, he was going for the ball.
I think he's going for the ball in this play too.
Yeah, he's going for an attempt on the steal of the ball from behind. I don't believe that he's intentionally bumping him from behind. I think he's trying to get a steal right about there at that angle.
All right. So again, I'm not going to nitpick or split hairs. There's clearly differences to every play, but both of those plays are relatively similar contact with relatively similar outcomes. I think if we were officials that were consistent from game to game and official, those would both be no calls. Now, again, every game has a different flow and tone. Some games are more foul prone, and maybe that first game there was a lot more fouls and they felt they had to get it because it was a much more physical game. If that's the case, okay, fine. I'm okay with that as long as there's rhyme or reason to it. We're just looking at a play, snipping it out. I know I say it every time, but all we can do is comment on the play that we see and the time that we see it.
Yeah, the first one had 15 fouls at least at that time of the fourth quarter, so that could have been.
Yeah, so maybe the officials in that game felt as though we better, keep this up or someone is going to get hurt because they're just getting chippy and going after each other. Very possible.
I had one when I first started reffing many years ago. It was a JV game, my first JV game. And a person was taking a shot on the end line. He went up, faked the shot, and he got fouled. But I let it go only because he set himself and he was ready to shoot again. The problem was he fell. I had to call traveling. I mean, it was like too late to call a foul, and I heard about it. And it's like, okay, you're very right, coach. I should have called the foul. I didn't, because if he doesn't fall, it's a great no call. But it was like, I just learned from that. It's like, do you call it or you don't call it?
Yeah.
You got a situation, I guess.
And again, I will say, if you make a call by the way the rule is written, you're never going to be wrong. You'll always be supported by the rule. So I'm not suggesting that you just do what you want. The rules are there, but the rules also state in the beginning that, there's an intent and purpose of a rule, and there needs to be a flow to the game. And that's what we're trying to provide. Is nobody wants to come and watch you blow your whistle and call 50 fouls a game.
I agree, because if he doesn't fall, it's a great no call. Nobody has a problem with it.
And that's one where you can say to the coach, yeah, you're right. I got that one wrong. Or sometimes, coach, that contact didn't affect him. He lost or he traveled that on his own, and it wasn't because of the contact. You can use a statement to just try and justify. If you know you got it wrong, then just say you got it wrong. But okay, got a blocking foul on a drive to the basket. Here it is again fast, and then let's look at it slow. What do you guys think? watching it fast, did that look like a good call? Did it look like something we could pass on? Let me play it slow. We'll give you a slow version.
I'm passing on that.
Yeah, I can pass
I
on that.
agree. Pass on it.
All right. First of all, what I always love to talk about is, does the white player have a legal guarding position?
Nope.
Does he have 2 feet on the floor?
Yep.
Is he
Yeah.
facing his opponent?
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, he has a legal guarding position right now at this moment. So what can he do now as a defender?
Move obliquely.
He can maintain that position by moving obliquely, laterally, anyway, but does he move toward his opponent? It looks like he's moving laterally here, does it not?
Yep.
So when he gets bumped, he is legally moving laterally, maintaining his guarding position, and the contact is caused by the dribbler. But let's say he did slide into him where maybe you think that contact was a block. Did it affect the play?
No.
I
No.
don't think it
think
really
so.
did. Did it knock him off balance where he couldn't get a shot off?
No, because he's got the shot. He's getting a shot off.
I think he
I'm
got a
trying-
pretty good look.
So where's the call? I'm still, help me out, fellas here. I don't, do you see?
Right there.
This is the call
Right
he's
there.
calling right here.
There's
This
a-
little bump.
There's the foul.
Okay,
Are
now-
you
That's what he's called.
serious?
Maybe this defender sticks his elbow or his arm into it. That's possible. That the officials got a great look at what's happening in between those players. Okay, so again, I'm not judging what this official called. I don't really know what he called. I can't see what he can see. All I can do is tell you what I see from this angle. And from this angle, I see nothing. I do
Right.
see contact, but I see just let the kids play.
Right. Yeah.
We called a block.
Wow.
Okay, we have contact. Let it finish. Let it finish. Oh, it finished fine. I'm going to allow this to happen. Okay, I'm not really ruling on, well, it wasn't hard enough of a foul. That's not really my mindset. My mindset is, okay, something happened. Is it going to affect the play? It didn't affect the play. Okay, we're going to move on. If I get a foul that's a second and a half late, everyone's going to say, oh, that was a late whistle. Yeah, but nobody disagreed it was a foul, just that I blew my whistle late, right? So give yourself some time. And I know we can't take 5-6 seconds to process a play. You have to, process it like that. But see it start, see it develop, and then how does it finish? And if you can then justify to yourself that, yeah, it didn't affect the play, you don't need to blow your whistle.
I didn't see anything.
All right.
Okay.
Oh,
We have
Mhm.
anything here? Let's
I'd
go.
say inadvertent contact
That's-
because
I-
the
I-
offensive player
incidental,
is going into the defensive player and he loses the ball trying to go into him. I
Right, they're
guess to
both
try to
kind
hit
of
the ball.
dribbling in the same direction, right? There's a little
Mhm.
bit of a reach, maybe it looks like, and he kind of pulls away. Does he trip over the other player's leg? I can't tell. Maybe they tangled up legs and fell. From this
Right.
angle, it just looks like, you know what? There was a little bit of incidental contact. There was no advantage one way or the other. They both kind of connected with each other, and unfortunately, the ball handler fell down. I'm okay with the no call here. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it's a no call.
Yeah. No call.
Now, if the blue player sticks his leg in front, and that's what caused, and that might be what happened. If he sticks his leg out there to like kind of jut in front of him, and then he contacts his leg and causes, that's going to probably be a foul.
It looked like the dribbler dribbled towards the defender too. He was trying to
cause
create a-
contact. The dribbler
Yes.
was like, I'm going to make sure that I can make some contact. And then I fell down because of the contact that I caused. Well, that's on the dribbler.
That's what I saw.
All right. All right. Everybody saw that, right? I'm going to play it again. We passing on this or are we calling a foul? Ball goes in the basket.
It's kind of hard to tell from that angle, but Lee's got a good angle on that.
What was the score? 37-31. Fouls are pretty even. It was in the fourth, near the end of the fourth, halfway through. So this is a relatively good game, right? So we're not saying, oh, I'm going to let this stuff go because they're winning by 25. This is what I see.
I got a block.
I see a defender.
I got a block too.
Who
He's still moving.
He's kind of legal here, but then once the player goes in the air, he continues and goes into his path. Yes?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I think the amount of contact that was caused, if they both stayed on their feet, I would have passed. Ball goes in, we got nothing. But both of them fell due to this defender causing this contact illegally. I think this is too much contact to ignore.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And the ball went in. I get it. The ball went no harm, no foul. Well, but he totally jutted into him. And if he had held his ground and there was some contact and they both fell, then that might be a different story. But I think this one probably should be starting. It's developing. Oh, look. He totally caused the kid to fall and come down. He's almost undercutting.
It's a clear block. Yeah.
I think that should be a foul.
Yeah, I'd like to know why the lead would pass on that.
I agree, a foul.
Yeah, I would clearly call a block on that one. Yeah, it's a blocking play.
All right. So a lot of these plays, again, similar plays with relatively little contact, but some contact. And in certain spots of the court, maybe we can not give as much leeway on a dribble drive in. The player goes airborne and you slide in and provide a little bit of contact. Probably almost always going to be a foul because they're a shooter. We have to protect the shooter in the air, right? All right. That's how I see that one differently. Here's a good one.
A wasted opportunity there for the Rebels. Had two shots and the ball could not put anything up on the scoreboard. That's going to be a foul.
All right, drive to the basket again. Some contact as he is, or maybe before he goes up.
A wasted opportunity there for the Rebels. Had two shots and the ball could not put anything up on the scoreboard. That's going to be a foul.
Calls a two-shot foul. What do we have? What is that kid doing? Okay, let's go back here. The official is watching this play, so he's got it where it starts. Yes? He sees the play starting, and I would even say, well, is the kid legal guarding position? I would say probably yes. Okay, he's established. He's just maintaining his position. Okay, I'm okay with that. Let's go zoom up in again. But now the dribbler's almost head and shoulders by, if he's not completely.
Right there's the foul.
And it looks like he has his hand on him the whole way.
Yeah, he's riding him like he's got a saddle.
That's right. And then when he goes up, he's almost kind of grabbing him a little.
Right there, yep.
And since the kid didn't get a clean shot off, that's got to be a foul. Do we agree?
Yeah.
It looks to me as though the official was like, I'm going to pass, I'm going to pass, I'm going to pass. Okay, I can't pass anymore.
A wasted opportunity.
Too much contact, or it didn't finish the way I wanted to. It didn't develop as it should. He wasn't free to make that shot on his own, right? He was impeded the whole way.
Absolutely.
See, I'm okay. This is all a foul from here to here. It's all a foul. But I'm okay with letting this play out because even though this is by rule a foul, this kid wants his 2 points. Let's let this kid get his 2 points. But when the defender causes contact that does not allow him to get his 2 points, it's got to be a foul. Do we agree with that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yep.
I just don't want to see too many officials that they call fouls like right here. And they're right. It is a foul. And I know we got nailed, 10 years ago or so about hand checks and get the hands off. But when they're getting around them, I'm letting them, again, especially in a boys game. And I think the girls are getting more and more competitive and their mindset is getting more like boys now where they don't want to foul. They don't want to have to, she touched me. They want to go and score their 2 points. And we need to be able to find that flow to allow them to go and score their 2 points. All right. Another good play. A lot of contact. I'll play it fast again. The lead is slowly rotating over.
So holding penalty.
It looks like they just got into the front court because the trail looks like he's just now getting into the front court. So is this enough contact to blow your whistle? Is this a let him play on?
No, that's got to be called.
Who caused the contact? Was it the offense? Was it the defense?
Defense.
White 21.
All right, let's play this slow and I'm going to tell you what I see. Right now I've got an offensive player who's not egregiously, but warding off his defender. Right here, do you see him kind of like, okay, I'm holding you off. However, the defender is reaching over the offensive player, yes? So at this particular time, I kind of see a neutral play. Nothing to call here because they're both kind of going at each other. Do we agree?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
So this is as a good official watching this play, I see this play starting with these two people kind of leaning on each other, kind of causing contact on each other, who someone wants to, they want to, again, score their 2 points and he wants to keep them from scoring. I'm going to watch it develop. But as blue, who falls, I think because white's kind of pushing into him. Again, he didn't push him, not egregiously, but I think the force of the offensive player posting him down kind of knocked him over a little. But then what does that defender do?
Ball down white.
And totally trips the white player.
Right.
So now you say, well, that pass totally would have been caught, but since he couldn't even catch the pass as he falls down, that's a foul.
Yeah,
Do we agree with that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think the official, from her viewpoint, she might be seeing that arm of the defender wrapped around the offensive player.
I don't think so, because if you watch here, the lead has looks like an out of bounds. She has no call on this play. But I think that's because she can't see the blue defender, his arm wrapped around here. There's no way she can see that and see that he is kind of pulling and then knocking him over.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If that
Josh,
blue go ahead.
that was me on that game in Texas. So that's it. That I'm at sea there, and that's what I saw. I saw the kid grabbing the offensive player with his left hand. So that's why I called it, because I thought he pulled him down. And lead was late rotating.
Yeah, lead should have rotated earlier.
That's what I thought, but whatever. That's why I called it.
And actually I think she's rotating at a good time of when the ball is, but look at the way she goes over. Okay, and let's just talk about this kind of on mechanics or rotations. But when we rotate in a 3-person game, you are supposed to rotate with purpose. I believe the mechanics book says with purpose, meaning swiftly go over a little bit quicker. Don't just kind of, okay, I'm walking over. No, if you're going, go, because that means I see the ball's over there. I need to be over there to officiate that action. All right. That was a good, again, another watch it start, see as it develops. How does it finish? We need a foul.
Good job, Tim.
Thanks, John.
Okay. We'll go back to this game, but it's a different play. This also was posted on Facebook. All right. Everybody saw that. He called a push at the end there, but a lot of questionable contact initially. Do we have a swinging player maybe on the arm? Were they vertical from this angle and this far away? Hard to kind of tell. And then they both kind of ran into each other and fell. So let's see what happened. First of all, what do you think on that play?
First of all, yeah, he was fouled. And when he went up, the guy grabbed him on his arm.
Yeah, it looks like a foul.
Yeah, right there.
Did he grab him on his arm or did he get all ball or did he get part of the hand touching the ball? If he's hitting the hand while touching the ball, that's nothing. He has to get the wrist for there to be a foul. I can't tell if he fouled him here or not. The other defender, number 4, I think he is, maybe. Looks like he's relatively vertical, but maybe he kind of came into him and hit his arm forward a little. That might be a foul there.
Yeah.
Okay, but we passed on this. Okay, fine. We passed. We're allowing it to happen. I'm okay with that. Gets the rebound. I don't think there's probably anything there.
There's
right?
nothing there. There's
Okay.
nothing there.
And then White gets the rebound. Okay, so we kind of let some possible foul contact go. And now we're going the other way. Ball is loose on a bad passer, a nice little poke by the defender there. The defender even kind of gets his hand in there, but look, what is that defender doing?
Going for the ball.
What
No,
is his left arm
Look at his
doing?
left arm.
Left
Left
arm is
arm.
pushing off.
It looks like his left arm is up in his opponent's face,
Okay,
Right,
yeah.
above his
by
shoulder.
his neck area, yeah.
See that? And how he kind of, and I didn't talk to the official on this game, but I'm relatively sure that that's
okay.
what the official called. If
Right.
he doesn't have that arm in the face, that's nothing, right? They're both going for the ball. They both have about the same kind of advantage or disadvantage to it. But because he sticks it up in his face,
That's a good call.
It is. Goes above that neck area. Absolutely.
now one would say, but Josh, if you call this foul, none of that other stuff happens.
True.
And I think, again, it's hard to see from this angle and from this far away. It looks to me as though he might have got all ball. That might have been an all ball block. Maybe he didn't hit his arm.
Just letting them play. Letting them play.
All right. And I would say, oh, come on, don't blow your whistle. This is a bad call. But he totally puts his forearm in the kid's face. So I like that call.
And it's a new trail behind it that can see it, that calls it.
And that's a call that you're most definitely going to get yelled at for or spoken to about by a coach, because it looks to everybody like, are you kidding me? How can that be a foul? Because they don't see that. That's something only that we can see or that official can see. And that's why we trust our partners when they blow their whistle. You saw something I didn't see. I might have thought that was a weak call. And we're going to talk about it at half or at the end of the game. And then, no, you didn't see his, forearm was in the kid's neck. Oh, all right. Got it. All right. A few more, and I do have an ending play I prepared this time for a bonus play. All right, state finals game for Illinois.
Griffith dishes to low. Lot of traffic inside.
Look at Ratliff. My goodness.
About 4 different attempts for Michael Ratliff.
Do we see anything here that's worth needs a call? A lot of bodies contacting, a lot of arms up, a lot of misses, a lot of jumping.
No, that's good.
That's a great no call.
That's good.
I was actually there at that game. That was a great game.
I play that clip because, we all say state finals, those guys are supposed to be the best of the best. And how could they get that? Or how could they blow that? Or what are they? When you get into a college arena that you haven't worked all season, or maybe it's even your first trip down and you're in a game that's bigger than life. You're not used to it. You're going to be a lot more tense, a lot more up here, and more prone to blow your whistle at something like that. Boop. Okay, I got it. Because everyone sees jumping, and no one probably would have said one word if a whistle was blown on that. But there was nothing there. And that official, the lead official, showed great poise to just let the kids jump and shoot and jump and rebound and shoot, because nothing really happened, right? He just watched it all. It was all developing into nothing and turned into a play that didn't need a whistle.
Agreed.
Yeah, that was great. Great job.
Hey, kid goes up, totally gets knocked on his rear end, misses the shot, no whistle. Is that a good no whistle, or should we have had something here?
Right there. When you grab the kids
Is that
off.
a shooting foul, or is that nothing?
Oh, right there. Yeah. Right there. It's not a shooting foul. Right on the ground. Ball down.
Who causes the contact?
Is that before the travel or after?
I don't know what you're talking about, George.
Is this not a charge?
Who caused the contact on this play?
Offense.
Look at the offensive player.
Oh, yeah, dropped the shoulder. Absolutely.
Now, the question was, is that not a charge? And it's a great question, because by rule, it probably is charging, pushing your torso into your opponent. But did the defender really get moved anywhere?
Didn't displace him at all. So
no, in fact, the offensive player kind of bounced off of him because the defender was so strong. So by rule, yes, it's a charge, but this is, in my opinion, this is nothing. This is a let them play on.
he just bounced off him, and yeah.
He tried to cause it, and if that defender was displaced, I probably would come up with the player control foul. But that defender held his ground, and the reason he held his ground is he was applying just as much pressure because he saw it coming. So he applied some pressure and contact into the offensive player to absorb. Nobody in the gym, well, I shouldn't say nobody. His grandmother probably thought that was a foul. But nobody else in the gym thinks that this is a whistle. These are two kids that are playing hard, trying to score.
So to clarify, if the defender is not displaced, then it's not a charge. Is that correct?
Okay, so by rule, no. The rule says nothing about the player must be displaced. But philosophy and common sense and practicality, yes. Especially when we talked about verticality last week. If I jump in the air and a defender runs into me and I'm jumping and I'm probably even going to go back a little because I'm getting hit by the offensive player, that's generally not a call because it's just a defender who's being legal and the offensive player didn't, barrel him over. Now, please don't hear me say you got to get barreled over to get the call. That's not the case at all. But we have to use our common sense into nothing really happened there. Yes, he kind of moved into him, but the play kind of just kept going. So I'm going to allow that to happen because nothing was affected by it. Does that make sense?
It does.
You have two possible calls that are passed on. You have the jump ball and you have the travel. And so he goes up, he's impeded from shooting, and then he comes back down. That looks like a travel, but also you could have come in with a jump ball.
Mark, I can tell you've been reffing a while because it's not a jump ball anymore. It's a held ball. I still make. I
had my 72nd birthday. This month.
I still say that. I find myself saying, I try very hard to use right terminology. Yes, I agree. He kept him from releasing the ball. Could have been a held ball. All right. One more, and then we'll do our bonus play. I think this is the one that I want. This was also a Facebook play. Okay, we've got a foul on this play. And I actually have two angles on this one. We'll see it from the other side after we play. So, but let's do it fast again real quick. Official says on the pass. Okay, so it's not a shooting foul. That's correct. But what do we think about the whistle? From that angle, it looks like absolutely nothing happened.
Nothing.
We agree?
Right.
Let's look at it from the other side. Maybe he's getting a hand from behind or a push from behind or something.
I didn't see it.
I'm thinking, maybe right around here, he's kind of on him. I could see possibly why he blew his whistle. But what am I going to say about this play?
Please explain why he blew his whistle, because I can't.
He anticipated a call.
What did this player successfully do?
Pass the
ball.
To an open teammate who would have put up a shot and maybe even made it. This is exactly what this play was designed to do. Drive in, draw in all the defenders, and dish to an open man. If we would have just watched that play develop and saw how it finished, we would have known no whistle is the best call in this instance.
I think he's right. I think he was anticipating something.
Yeah, when you got 4 defenders on the guy.
Yeah.
Right. Then somebody fouled him, right? There was 4 guys on him. Just
Except
let
for
it play out. And again, we don't have to have played basketball and understand plays and defenses, but it is good to know how some plays work or what the purpose of some plays are, because a basketball player would have looked at that and said, oh, that was great execution. They ran that play perfectly. Right? And so we know to not interject ourselves into a play that was meant to do exactly what it did.
Plus, if you look at the play, it's the lead. It's in the lead's area, but the play is going away from the lead too. So
the lead rotates.
Yeah, and so it's going.
I don't know why the lead. Well,
right, comes to that side. Yeah, why would
I can see there's 5 players over there. Okay, so that's where I would close down, but I wouldn't rotate because I would see, wait a second, now he's coming to drive into the lane. Do we rotate when there's a drive to the basket?
No.
Absolutely not.
We do not. So even at this point, let's say he gets all the way over here and says he's driving into the bucket. Can he back up or does he have to finish that rotation?
He can back up.
And he should back up. Because otherwise, you're going to put your other 2 partners, who are out of position too. They're a little too far away from the play, but it'll put them at a disadvantage. If that ball gets stuffed or stolen and goes the other way, and now we're going to have 2 centers and 1 lead, right?
Yeah.
So don't rotate when a drive's coming in. All right, we ready for the bonus play? Do you have any comments to make for the see the whole play? Was it relatively, did I make my point?
Yeah, you're good. Josh, I got one quick question.
Yeah.
Those those officials were out of position. Did you notice that? I mean,
On that
right
last
away?
play,
Yeah.
yeah, they were way too far out. They should have both been, the center should have been at least free throw line. And the trail, you got to be in closer to the play. 3-point line extended. You shouldn't really be much further out than that unless the play moves out that corner.
Gotcha.
But yeah, in that play, both those officials were too far away.
Gotcha. Thank you, sir.
All right. So I'm not suggesting that we don't call fouls. I'm not suggesting that only hard fouls should be called. I'm not suggesting that just call what you think should be called for the game. What I'm suggesting is understand the play as it happens. Don't anticipate a foul and then blow your whistle and then nothing happened. Don't call a foul just because the written rule says it should be a foul. See how it affects the play and try to make a ruling on how is the game being played and how is it flowing. Again, some of those that we saw and said that's nothing maybe is a foul in a certain style of a game where they're beating the crap out of each other, or maybe they're not doing anything to each other and we can pass or we have to call. So that all of that is understood. Know what game you have, know what style it is, and understand how each contact affects each player involved. That's what I'm saying. And the fans and the coaches and the players will all be thankful for you allowing them to play a little bit. They don't like fouls either. Even when they go to the line and shoot, they want to run and score their 2 points. All right, bonus play. Let's see if I can find it. Here it is. All right. Did anybody see anything worth talking about? Did you see how all the attendees and staff were like trying to keep the players from coming on the floor? That's because in this game, this is an overtime period, by the way. And
Niles North.
That is Niles North against Niles West. And at the end of regulation, there was a missed shot, and the fans pour onto the court, but there was it was a made shot, I think, to win, but they fall on the court, but there was a timeout that nobody heard. And one of the officials had it and called it, and they had to clear the floor because all the fans were on there. And then they had to play a whole second game because that's what it ultimately resulted in. But what I want to point out here is this is 1.8 seconds left in the first overtime game. Both teams are in bonus, and it's a 1-point game. And I don't know, and you guys can all give me your opinion when I bring it to light. I don't know if the contact was caused and embellished by the offensive player to try to get something, so they can get a chance at the line, or if they really got fouled by the defending player. But it happens right near the center circle. All right. Put your focus in the center circle, and it happens before the shot goes up. So watch right away. You see the kid lying on the floor? He just got up.
Yeah, number 2. I'd say that was a flop. Oh, no. Oh, my God. Yeah, he hit him in the neck.
He clocked him.
Yeah, he did.
Now, my question to you is, did he hit him, or did he just put his arm up and the kid ran into him? Hard to tell. The slower you go, the harder to tell it is. Did he put his arm up there on purpose because he saw the kid coming, and so he's like, fine, you want to come at me? You're going to hit my arm?
Yeah.
That makes him just as responsible. I don't know exactly what happened here, but I hope, and I didn't speak to all the officials. Well, I've spoken to these officials, just not about this play. I hope they saw it and just ruled that to be, because I do think the kid embellished.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he didn't get hit. I'm not saying he probably wasn't even fouled. But did you see how quickly he got up after he got hit? Watch how quickly he kind of recovers. Right? He kind of sits up like he didn't really get hit at all. And he puts his arm like, how did I not get a foul call there? But I don't know. I mean, to me, I think it looks more like I'm going to call a foul there than not.
You're going to call that foul with 1.8 left?
I don't know.
Well, it looks like a forearm into his face, doesn't it?
He looks like an Oscar-winning award.
I agree.
That's what
I agree, but if you don't know, especially in real time, isn't it better to err on the side of caution?
Maybe not.
I don't know. That's a hard play to discern, especially as officials. Not that we change our calls in overtime, but once you get to overtime, you're like, oh, I just want this game over, right? So, maybe there was I saw it, I didn't see it, and if you kind of half saw it, but those are plays that we have to see. And if you rule that he flopped, fine. If you rule that he got fouled, fine. But don't tell me, oh, I didn't see it, right? We've got to see those plays. All right. That's it. What do you think?
Good.
Yep.
I wasn't too forceful in my don't call a foul. Well, we had a lot of good plays where there's some of them that had to be a foul and some of them no.
I'm leaving my whistle in the locker room after this.
Well, that's good. Hey, what's coming up next month? Next month, September 14. Crew of 2. That means we're going to go over 2-person mechanics. So if you do lower level stuff and you want to brush up on your 2-person, great. If you're in one of those states or cities where they primarily only do 2-person and no 3-person, come on and join us. And we'll talk about the mechanics of 2-person and some of the differences. Some of the things are going to be the same in 3-person, but it'll be a video of 2-person. So you get kind of an idea of where they're standing and what they should be looking at and that kind of stuff. So that's the plan for next month. Thanks for coming, and we'll see you next month. All right.
All right. Thanks, Josh.
Good to see you.
Thank you, Josh.
Bye.
Thanks, Josh.
All right. Later.